Okay. All right, boys. Everyone, this is the MGTOW Cowboy. Greetings and salutations. This evening, I come to you with an interview. I just contacted the MGTOW Bandit. Bandit here. Bandit. That's sort of his tagline. Um, I'm gonna put down my phone. I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave my air conditioner on. Uh, can you guys leave in the comments if there's anyone in the stream right now? Can you leave a comment in the comments and let me know? Can you guys hear the air conditioner? And if you can, is it real loud? Is it just droning on in the background? Is that a problem, or is it really loud? Can you hear it? Please let me know. Anyway, I'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right. Getting some drink. Getting ready for a live stream. Oh, who do we have today? Today, we have the MGTOW Bandit. MGTOW Bandit is a channel I've been watching for a while. I think he's got, I don't know, well over 1,000 subscribers. He's, where's he from? I think he's from Atlanta, Georgia. And, he was married, got divorced, has a number of kids. He supports one of his kids. I think one of his kids is living with him now. We'll find out. We'll find out all the juicy details at the Sweat Hotel this evening. I'm just pouring myself a drink, non-alcoholic. I do work tomorrow. All right, put this back in there. There's no ice cubes left. That sucks. All right, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I'm going to turn the air conditioner off. See, the nice thing about living in a small apartment is that it's really easy to cool down. The bad thing is it's a studio apartment, so you can't really. Right. Let's see who we got. Oh, MGTOW Outlaw. Stone Cold Outlaw says, I just whipped your chat. I don't get that, but okay. Okay. Oh, it looks like I just received a text message from MGTOW Bandit. He says I might have to walk him through it. Yes, I might have to. Mouth agape ape. I hear you waffling. Yeah. I tend to do that. I waffle on my channel. I've come to understand that. You know what waffling means? I mean, I don't know. What it means to me when you guys say that is Joe, you're talking. Stop talking. And that's just ridiculous to me. So, all right, let me get the all-star breakfast, runny eggs, hash browns all the way, 3 pieces of bacon, a peanut butter waffle, a cup of coffee. All that sounds good, except I'd go for instead of runny eggs, I like sunny side up, or what's that called? Over easy. I love over easy. All right. I do see MGTOW Bandit texting me saying, hey, I'm trying to get on, walk me through it. Okay. I'm going to see if I can exit. I'm afraid to do that. Okay. I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes. If anyone wants to jump in, even just for 5 minutes while MGTOW Bandit tries to get in and get on, I would appreciate it. All right. Sage says, good evening. MGTOW Outlaw, I'm just busting your chops. I know you're busting my chops. I know. It's so terrible. It's just like, I don't know. I have to be honest. It sort of irks me a little bit when, like, for example, someone who's like totally fucked up drunk and they're just like, bleh, whatever, you're waffling. It's like, no, I'm not waffling. I'm having an intellectual conversation, and you just can't keep up. So you just come up with some bullshit, you know. I don't know. I don't know. Just whatever. Every once in a while, it's not a big deal, but I don't know. It's a cop out. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, did I drop the link? Yeah, I dropped the link. That's good. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna text him. I might drop out. I'm not sure, guys. Let's see right now. Okay, won't let me. Okay, I'm live now. Waiting for you. Go to YouTube. Click on my channel. Click on video. Click on video with live, with red live button, with red live button icon. God, I hope that works. Okay. Oh no. Wait. Okay. Looks. Okay. No, it did not kick me out. Okay. All right. All right. So I just texted him right now. He just texted me. Apparently, he's actively trying to get on. Hopefully, he gets on very soon. MGTOW Outlaw, I'm just busting your chops, brother. I know. It's not even you. By the way, it's not even you. It's mostly Bob. It's mostly Polska. Like I just, God, he'll just be like, yeah, you're waffling, you're waffling. Well, that's, it's because he never has anything fucking new to say. It's like, what'd you do yesterday? Oh, I got drunk. What'd you do last week? I got drunk. What are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm getting drunk. It's like, okay, that's cool. I just came from Michigan City. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm trash talking my friend. I should not be doing that. All right, I'm not drunk. Okay, Eric Zombro. Hey, Eric Zombro, what's up, good sir? How are you? We're waiting for oh wait, oh I think I see him. He's in the chat now. Okay, everyone, I have great news. Apparently, MGTOW Bandit, he is behind the scenes in the guest room. I'm gonna let him in. MGTOW Bandit, please get ready to come on in less than 10 seconds. I'm gonna come right to you. Mr. Sammy, what's up, Mr. Sammy? Mathagape Ape, MGTOW Forever. MGTOW Forever. I'm going to do a formal interview right now with MGTOW Bandit. Afterwards, the interview is going to last probably at least 20 to 40 minutes. Afterwards, if you want to jump on, I'm going to, open it up to the panel. And if we want to have 2, 3, 4 people on, I'm fine with that. But I want to have like a dedicated interview with MGTOW Bandit. All right, guys, I'm going to open. I'm letting in MGTOW Bandit in right now. MGTOW Bandit, if you can hear me, can you please wave? Because I hear you in the background. Yeah, he must hear me. He's waving. Okay, MGTOW Bandit, I'm letting you in 3, 2, 1. Add to stream. Okay, very good. MGTOW Bandit, are you there? And can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes. However, I'm hearing a little bit of an echo. Do you have me on speaker?
All right, let me take you off.
Yeah, that's okay. Take a second. I'm sorry?
Can you hear me good now?
Yes, I can hear you. I just wanted to make sure that we address any and all audio issues that come up.
You got it, sir.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like you took care. It looks like you took care of the audio issue right away, which is great. I just hate it when you try to have an interview and then whatever, someone's battery dies or there's an audio issue. It's basically perfect. Okay. Thank you very much, by the way, for giving me some of your time. How are you today?
I'm doing well, man. Just did a job, got off, and just handling some business and taking time to speak to the young man called MGTOW Cowboy. So, I'm here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, I'm not that young anymore. I'm 38 this year.
You're
But
38.
I'll take. What's that?
I I remember those years.
Yes, right, right. If you do you mind me asking how old are you now, sir?
I'm 49 years old.
You're 49. Okay, wow. You're almost coming up on the big 50.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. I don't know. I'll be 39. I'll be 39 this year. You consider that still young?
Yes, I consider myself young. Young is how you treat yourself, man. If you take care of yourself physically and mentally, and just walk through life, taking care of yourself and your well-being, and just fine.
Well, I definitely agree that people can age gracefully.
Yes,
However, I would never go up to a 60-year-old woman and say, "Hey, baby, age is just a number. Let me get your number."
that's different. Women,
That's different.
men and women are different.
No,
That's
I
the
agree.
problem. That's the problem right now with this country. They're trying to say men and women are on the same level. No, while men get better with time and age, we get wisdom. We acquire wisdom over time. Women age out.
Yes, unfortunately, I now see. I agree with you. At the same time, I slightly disagree with you. I would say that men also age out. However, yes, I think we age out much later. I mean, you could still be pimping as an old man in your 60s if you take really good care of yourself, and if you do
I
what's
gotta
right.
ask you a question. I gotta ask you a
Sure.
question. When you say men age out, are you saying men age out when they dead, or are you saying they age out at a certain age?
So what I'm referring to is I have this idea that men and women look for different things. Men, we look for sexuality in women. We look for youth, beauty, and fertility. I say it all the time. I think women are looking for men who can provide and protect. So basically, you have to be able to provide. You have to have money, and you have to be able to protect. So let's say you have to have a modicum of physical stature. You have to keep yourself in good shape physically, essentially. But even if you're a millionaire, when you're 80 years old, you just don't have it physically anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is my thought on that. I believe women they pick who they want to sleep with. I don't think it have anything to do with money. I think the guy, the average guy, who they consider a beta male, which I don't get into that type of name calling, but those girls who consider a man of lower standard than what she wants, she will require him to have money and be able to do all that. There's a lot of women out here that's with men that ain't worth a damn, but she loves them. And she's gonna be with that man, do everything for that man. Take the movie Casino, for instance. That
Sure.
Rothstein gave that woman everything. And what did she do? She gave the money to a man who was broke. That's a
I've
real
never
life. That's
actually. I was going to say I've never actually seen that movie, but I've heard many men talk about it. There's this beautiful woman, and
oh yeah.
Robert De Niro ends up chasing her, and I think marrying her, and he knows that she's a skank or something.
Well, the thing is, he knew she was a hustler. He knew that she was in the selling game, but he wanted her. He liked her. He married her, gave her $1 million in gold, jewelry, $2 million in cash. Um, the woman was stealing the money and taking it to her ex pimp. And see, this is the
Right.
thing we got to learn about women. You can't buy women. Women either like you or they don't. I became MGTOW not because I was hurt. I became MGTOW because MGTOW is the medicine. MGTOW, that lifestyle cleans you up as a man. It detaches you from a false reality. You see, women, they live in a Disney. I call women now, they live in a Disney effect. It's a Disney mindset, the princess mindset. This is how women, they like little princesses walking around thinking that they can do what they want to do. and get a good outcome. You understand what I'm saying? But men like me and you, we letting them know that men are checking out of the bull crap.
Yeah, I mean, I claim to have studied some of this in detail or in depth. I think psychologists they talk all about what you just brought up. They call it well, here in the MGTOW community we call it beta. What is it? Alpha need beta seed.
Of course,
Or alpha fucks beta bucks.
of
Um,
course.
but you know, in psychology, in the world of psychology, they call it the female dual mating strategy, and it's all very well studied. Have you ever heard of hybristophilia? Hybristophilia is this observed phenomenon in female sexual selection, where for some reason women, it has been noted in psychology, women are extremely sexually aroused by men who commit acts of violence. Have you ever heard of this?
Of course.
Yeah, and I'm sure you may have seen it in your life. By the way, I meant to ask you, have you caught on the news that story? There was I can't remember. It's weird. It's bizarre. Both of their last names were white.
Of course.
This woman,
Yep,
you
I
saw
caught the
that.
story. Yes,
You
sir.
caught that story. That's a perfect example of what you were talking about. I was watching a video by MGTOW Infinium. Have you ever heard of MGTOW Infinium?
I browsed through there. Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a perfect example. This woman was a police officer, corrections officer, whatever. She had 17 years on the job. She had
Uh-huh.
another two or 3 years to go before she could retire out, pension out. She had it made. She had it made in the shade. What does she do? She helps some guy that she fell in love with, some bad boy. They escape. There was like a chase and a shootout. They get him right outside of Evansville, Indiana. The woman ends up committing suicide. For what?
Mhm.
For some piece of garbage convict. Can you believe that?
I can believe it, but I can up you one on that. You can look up black women getting pregnant by their inmates. I mean, guys that is never going to see the day of light. She get pregnant by him, put her whole career in jeopardy. And there's several black women that gotten pregnant by inmates, and they're married, got husbands at home. Okay,
Yeah, no,
nobody
I
nobody wants to vet the black woman, but they call out white women and white. Let me tell you something. When it comes to the LGBTQ movement, there's nobody gayer than a black woman. Black women, they sponsor this type of behavior. They are called masculine straight man like me, a conservative man like me. Oh, you gay, you gay. But that's only when I say something that is true. They will call me gay, but they best friend would be gay, and they don't have several relationships with women. This is the game that's played. Shaming tactics. When a man go his own way, and he spend his money
sure,
on his dream, you
sure.
gonna
I say it all the time. I say it all the time. It's the number one way that women try to manipulate us. Shame and blame. Shame and blame. If I
yeah.
can, if I can come back, let's start the interview formally by if I may. I'd like to cede the floor to you for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and if you can, please. Some of the people here, I assume, are familiar with your work.
Yes.
But for those who are not, if you can introduce yourself, sort of like a who, what, when, where, why. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? If you've been married, talk about. Now, again, I know your story. I know your story. But let's say within
Okay.
1 week, somewhere between 200 and 400 people will watch this video.
Okay.
Talk about your story, your marriage. You have a child now. Everything.
Well, okay. This is my story. Um, I was born in the '70s. In the '70s, you had a heroin epidemic. I was born in New Jersey, and there was a lot of heroin and cocaine and all that going on in those times, especially where I was born. My mother gave me away at 4 years old because my mother fell in love with a man that didn't want to deal with me. So my mom gave me to my father. My father gave me to his sister. He was military. And I didn't see my dad for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. I didn't see my mom anymore until I was a grown man. So that was the last time my mom saw me. It's when I was 4 years old. So I've never had mommy issues. I've never been close to a woman for as a mother. And so I never had the mommy problem, but the women that raised me, it was all about pleasing a woman. They always told me how to treat a little girl and how to treat a woman, and this is how a woman's supposed to be treated. And but the one thing that I was never taught is how a woman's supposed to treat me. The women in my family never told me that this is what you should expect for you to give your loyalty to that woman. She must prove herself to be loyal. I was never told that. So I call it, I love baseball, so I call it the three strikes you're out. I have three baby mothers. I got a kid by three different women. My other two kids are grown. I went through hell with them, child support, the parental, the whole court system, child court. It was a nightmare. Okay, I went
Okay,
through
okay.
that.
Let me, if I may, let me interject for a second, sort of come back around. Okay,
Okay,
so you you were born in. I'm sorry. Where were you born again? What state were you born again? In the north?
I was born in South Jersey.
You were born in South Jersey. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then and now you live in Atlanta, right? Or you live in
I
Georgia?
live I, I live in Atlanta, Georgia,
Okay.
which is a nightmare.
When 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 was the first time you got married? Can you talk specifically about the first time you got married? How long were you married? I remember you
Okay.
telling me that your wife was from Zambia. Is that correct?
Yes, I got married in 2005. Our son was born in 2004. Um, my ex-wife, I really wasn't trying to get married, but she wasn't legal. She came here on a student visa. We started, doing our thing. She got pregnant. I was still in my stupid stage. But anyway, she kept pushing it, pushing it. They're going to deport me. My visa's run out. We have a kid. So I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to do this the right way. I'm going to go ahead and marry this woman and try to be a family. This is what she wants. But see, what I didn't think about was it was for her benefit. Because now she's legal. She got her legal status. She can travel out the country back and forth when she want to, all thanks to your boy Bandit. You see what I'm saying? I tell men
Yes.
all the time, be careful about a woman that's getting to you and trying to get real close to you, that's buttering you up, setting you up for the kill. Don't think that you exciting her so much that she just love you so much. Take a step back. Don't get a big head. Don't get an ego. It's something she wants. Now, my ex-wife, to get to the point you're making, she's from Lusaka, Zambia. She got her education in London. She went to boarding school in London. Um, Her father died of AIDS when she was 7.
Oh no.
Yes, her mother.
Is Lusaka, is that the capital, if I remember correctly, of Zambia?
Yes, it's right below the Congo.
Okay. Or is it the Congo or the
It's
Zaire?
it's below the Congo. It's right next door to Namibia.
No, no, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I know exactly where that is. It's a joke. The Congo used to be called Zaire, and they had a brutal dictator.
Exactly.
Uh,
You're right.
I think it was
Yeah, but
Mobutu Seko Sese. But
of
anyway,
course, yes, sir. But yeah, that's where she's from, and but she's English raised. She lived in England since 7 years old, so she's
okay.
more
So
of
you got married to this lady. I use that term lightly. You get married to this lady in 2005. How long were you married to her?
to 2014.
Okay, so your marriage lasted nine years thereabouts. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you have children prior with other women and other relationships prior to that? And if not, did you I'm sorry, you have children, because I know you have a couple of children by, is it, you have 4 children by 3 different women, is that right?
No, no, I have three. I have three baby mothers, a child apiece. I only have 3 children.
Okay. Okay.
My first child mother, uh, uh, she's from Arizona. That's my oldest son, Jovan. Um, He'll be 23 years old in September. I have a daughter. She will be 20 years old in August. And I have my youngest that lives with me now. That's by my marriage. He'll be 18 in October.
Okay, so you had two children prior to marrying this woman.
Yes, because I wanted to do it right. I always thought I did something wrong. I said, you know what? I got into these relationships wanting a family, but the other two women, they didn't want to be married. The other two women went on to have more babies by other guys. My daughter's mom got 5 baby dads. Okay.
Very, very
Never been
classy.
married. Say what now?
Oh, I said that's very classy of her.
Yes. So they didn't want to be married. They have a kid, but marriage was just too much. I never understood how these women can have kids by a man. But when you say marriage and being a wife and taking care of your husband and supporting him and serving a husband, oh, that's too much. I never understood
Okay.
that.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, so um, I ask in almost all my interviews, I ask this. I ask the interviewee, the person that I'm interviewing, I say, were you when you were younger or before you were MGTOW, did you feel the need? Did you feel the need that you couldn't be alone? Did you feel the need that you wanted to be in a relationship so bad that you were maybe willing to accept I don't know, bad behavior, or maybe overlook some red flags, anything like that?
That's a good question. Never felt lonely in my life. The thing is I've always been alone, so I never knew I was alone. Um, my dad been married 5 times. So my dad was off taking care of other families when I was living with his sister and my cousins. So I never felt alone. I never felt like I needed to have a woman. What it is was I got excited when a woman liked me, because you got to understand my background is when your own mother give you away for a man, you already have a sense of rejection on the inside. So when you meet someone that comes up to you and is genuinely interested in you, or you figure they interested in you, as a young man, that's very exciting. It makes a young man explore, like, oh man, I am viable. I mean, you know what? This girl likes me. And I thought that was a big deal, you know, because the women that I've been with, for my child's mother, I've never pursued them. They all came up to me
Okay.
and asked me for my number.
Okay. And you look like a rather a broad fellow. Do you mind me asking your physical characteristics? I'm guessing you're at least 6 feet tall, 6'1" maybe.
No, sir. No, sir.
Really?
I'm
How tall are
five
you?
feet. I'm 5 feet 8 inches tall.
Wow. Maybe you're just really broad. How
I'm
much do you weigh?
I am 205 pounds solid muscle
So the solid muscle part, I believe. You look buffed out, like you hit the gym. You hit the gym?
every day. I'm doing something in the
Wow.
gym. I'm working out different parts of my body in the gym every day. I do a lot of cardio. It's pleasing on the mind, the body. When you work your body out,
Yes.
it's something in your mind that wakes up. And then I don't do it for women. Like I said, I've had my son since 2015 when his mother dropped him off on my porch because
Yes.
she
Yes.
wanted
I
to go out there.
remember. I've watched many of your videos, and you always talk about the advantages of I can't remember how you word it. Or you talk about having like discipline and routine, and don't you like drop off your son every day to school, and then immediately afterwards you go hit the gym for like 45 minutes to an hour, and then you get back home and like get ready for work or something like that. You got like a routine like that?
Yes, sir. When I get done with this video, I go and I'm gonna steam me some veggies. Probably have a piece of tilapia or cod, steam it, and then I'll eat a little bit, take me a nice little shower. Then I get up, take my son to school, go in the gym for about an hour and a half, come back home, take another shower, rest a little bit, watch the news, and then I'll be going to work for 9 hours. That's my routine because I owe it to my son to stay disciplined, out of trouble, take care of the bills, feed him and everything, because I'm the only parent that's looking out for him. So I have to maintain. I have to teach him how to be a man. I told him the most important information that you're going to learn is the information that I give you about life and women and relationships. What you learn at school, they're not going to teach you the essentials of survival. Hell, school don't even teach you business. They don't teach you how to balance a checkbook. They don't teach you about credit. That's just
Right.
a indoctrination camp. It's what it is. And I told him, yeah, you go in there, you respect the teachers, you do what's required under the law. But understand, son, what I'm going to give you far outweighs what the government is going to teach.
Sure, I agree, and I couldn't agree more. I think you worded it very well. I almost see schools nowadays, and I didn't think this way when I was younger, but I kind of think this way now. These schools have turned into like indoctrination camps. They don't, you know, they don't teach you how to build your credit. They don't teach you how to open up a business. They don't
No,
teach you how to do your taxes. They just teach you what to memorize lately, and um, I mean, some things are good. I talk about it, reading,
I,
writing, arithmetic. That's all they should teach. But
I teach my son something that's very well be considered controversial. I don't teach my son about uh, racism, white supremacy. I don't have those discussions with my son. I tell my son, you have just as much of a chance to go out there and put an imprint on the world. You can't be looking at your color like it's like you a victim. Nobody's a victim, especially a
sure,
man. Especially a man. You go out here in the world, and if you know you have a dream, you work on your dream, you work on your purpose. There are going to be a lot of people trying to tour you for what you want to do, but it's going to be a whole lot of people at the finish line waiting when you get there.
yeah, So okay, let me finish up. Let me ask you one more question about your son. So you still have primary custody of your son, right? Your son lives with you. Is that correct?
He lives with me. He's been living with me since 2015. I still have joint custody with his mother. So she can see him anytime. He can spend time with her
Right,
anytime. I've never kept her from him. She just chooses not to be in his life. She's off living her life. She talks to him on the phone, but she don't come
right,
see him.
right,
She
right.
don't pick him up. Ain't nothing like that. No, sir. I do
Well,
everything.
well, don't worry. Don't worry. When he gets older and he's making good money, I'm sure she'll show up again and she'll be having her hand out.
Well, of course, I teach him that that's your mother. And when you become successful, the thing I teach him is not to hate. You become what you hate. Don't hate. That's your mother. You love your mother, but understand your mother is a woman. She's like any other woman. She ain't special.
Hmm.
She's just a woman that had you. Look, women have a code they live by. The reason why I like MGTOW is because MGTOW have a code. Women have a code. They'll take up for bad women. The good women will always have an out for a woman who's being an outright disgusting ratchet. All those women
Yes.
will protect the sisterhood.
Yes, I agree. I agree. It's interesting. What I've witnessed is when it comes to any sort of disagreement with a man, the women will circle the wagons and they defend each other.
Yes,
However, they will also stab each other in the back. Let's say, for example, if a woman is with a man and another woman wants that man, she will break code with the so-called sisterhood, and she will try to steal that man from the other woman. I've witnessed that as well.
yeah, but that
Um,
don't have anything to do with a man. They'll do that to themselves. But even those two women will gang up on a man to take a man down.
sure, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Oh yeah.
If I can come back around for a second and talk about your son. So you tell your son. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Like you were talking about I'm assuming you do not teach your son critical race theory,
No.
racism. Can you talk about that for a second? Because I have a theory. See, essentially, I agree with you. This is what I think. I think we should not be teaching black. You could say black people, but let's say black men. We should not be teaching black men that they're victims. and that they're being held down, and that they're being oppressed. I actually think that this does them a disservice. It creates an inferiority complex in their mind, and I think that we should move away from that.
Well,
Have you ever heard of Larry Elder? The way he puts it.
great man, and I'm a real big fan of Larry Elder and a follower of his.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I basically subscribe to the same ideas. He basically says that teaching young black men that they're victims does more damage than it helps. It instills in the black man this sense of inferiority. Oh no, I'm not good enough. Oh no, these people are out to get me. And he says it creates this atmosphere. It creates this psyche of paranoia and hatred, when we should be moving past that, and we should be teaching young black men, no, you can do anything, you can do just as well as anyone else. and
Yeah,
and
but
actually, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, that's all well and good, but I'm gonna tell you the best thing that you could teach a kid, a young boy, a young man, and that is to be a free thinker. Don't follow the damn group. The problem with black people, they move in a group, and if you go against the group, you're called a race traitor. You're a sellout. You hate your mama. You hate black people. Let me tell you something. I am a individual man. I have the right to vote Republican if I want to. I have the right to vote independent if I want to. But in the black community, we vote 98% Democrat because we move as a group. You got to understand, we were sold to the Democratic Party as a group.
Right.
And so what happened is that when you deviate from that, now you're not one of us. Damn if it's hurting us or not. If you ain't with us, then you're an enemy. That's the problem. That's why they take up for thug, ratchet behavior. You can't call it out. See, I'm going to tell you about white people. White people will call other white people white trash if that's what they are. They'll call out they trash, but we won't call out ours. You know, they'll put a mirror up for George Floyd, okay? But a black boy who's in college about to graduate with honors, he won't get no statue. He won't even get a barbecue party. The one that get the barbecue party is the guy who just did 5 years in prison for jacking somebody. He gets the celebration. That's the black community, sir.
Sure. No, I agree. I agree. And I claim to have studied all of this. I think all of this goes back to the 60s and
Yep.
something called the creation of the welfare state.
Okay.
Have you studied some of it, any of this?
I've talked about this on my videos many times. We were sold out by the black woman. I did the video last night. I don't care if people get pissed off. You can talk about reparations all you want. Like Larry Elder said, you already got your reparations when the black woman was given food stamps. She was given WIC. She was given Section 8. She was given private
Right. Right.
daycare. She was given all the subsidies. And if a black man lived in that home, she would lose everything.
Right. Right. Exactly.
She
Exactly.
was
Okay.
that
Let
was
me
reparations right there.
or it's being, yeah, or it's like selling out your own people, selling, they sold you down the river. Okay, let
So,
me give you an example. I always like to bring up Chicago. Okay, Chicago is arguably the shining example of what you can call the black metropolis in America. Chicago, yes, yes, I know other cities. I don't know, Atlanta. Let's see, what was that city where the show The Wire took place? Is that Philadelphia? I can't
I
remember.
think so. I
There's
think
other
so.
cities. There's other cities with large black populations. However, Chicago, by sheer number, has more black people than any other city in America. I remember hearing some huge statistic, like what is it? 1 out of every 10 black people in America live in Chicago.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
that being the backdrop. Okay, there's an organization, there's a government agency called the Chicago Housing Authority, the Chicago Housing Authority, or CHA.
Okay.
Their policies are so openly anti-male, they don't even hide them. and this started in the 60s.
Of course.
These
Mhm.
social workers would come into the black neighborhoods. And these are
Mhm.
not all, but mostly white women, white social
Oh,
workers coming into the ghetto and
yeah.
saying, "Black woman, we are pushing feminism. You're being oppressed. Did you know you're being oppressed by the black man? You're being oppressed. We could hook you up. We'll
Yep.
hook you up with an apartment. You can get an apartment. Um, you get a government a stipend. You get free money. You get money. You get an apartment.
Yep.
We have programs where we can help you get into government jobs and such. But there's
Yeah.
one stipulation. Do you know what that stipulation is? You've already said it multiple times, Bandit.
Yep. No
What is
man
that
can be
one
in the house.
stipulation?
No
You
man.
cannot you cannot have a black man in the house. Right.
Yep. But let me get back to what you just said about the white woman. That's the black woman's God. She even imitates the white woman. That's why they glue all that crap on their head. They put those fake eyelashes on. They even put the colored contact lenses in and they cake their face up with that makeup. It is a direct insult to the black man that the black man can go out there and be who he is and get damn near any race of woman he want. But the black woman gotta doll herself up to be something other than what she is. That's a direct link to self-hatred. But they'll say, I'm self-hating for not liking what they're doing.
Okay. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I don't claim to know. I've heard this theory. Okay. I want to ask you a question. I've heard this theory. Some people call it. Well, is it called race maxing? I can't remember. Essentially, the idea goes like this: black women know that black men can and do date outside of their race, and they don't just date outside of their race. They have a lot of success dating outside of their race.
Do you know why?
However, I was going to ask you why.
I
Okay,
do.
okay, but what tends to happen is that black women, they do not have as much success dating
You know,
outside of their race. For some
yes,
reason, no other race will date them. So in a way, they are angry. They're jealous, angry. They're upset, envious. I don't know, of the black man because they feel stuck to the black man. They can only date black men, but the black man can date anyone he wants. Have you ever heard of this theory?
yes, and I can tell you why the black man can do it more often. The reason why black men can do it more often is because the white woman ain't been through the struggle as the black woman have been through. See, the white woman has always been comfortable in her skin because she never went through this thing called slavery. She never went through Jim Crow. She don't have the pain. She don't have that struggle that the black woman has. She don't have that insecurity. If you notice when white women get upset about something, things get done. Let white
Yes.
women get upset. Things get done. The white woman is more powerful than the white man because when white women get upset,
Yes.
laws get changed. So
Right, right. I agree. I just watched a video. I just watched a video last week from Donovan Warland. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
it
He's
sounds familiar.
yeah, yeah. No, he's a good guy. I push his videos all the time. I think his one of his videos, the one I saw last week, was called "It'll All Change When White Women Get Upset." That was the title, and
Exactly.
I can't help but notice that as well. You know, a woman, white women get together and say we gotta, pass some new law. It's passed. It's passed by tomorrow morning.
Yeah. But the thing is this. I will have some people in the black, well, a lot of black people in the black community, the so-called black community, because I don't believe there is a black community, just black neighborhoods. Because a community have businesses, a community have wealth, that wealth building. A community helps one another. So I would say black neighborhoods, but they would get upset with me talking about dirty laundry is what they call it. But the thing is this. How can you want other races of people to love and care for you when you don't?
How can you demand other races or ethnicities respect you when it appears that you guys don't even respect yourselves? I understand that.
That's
I
the
understand. Yeah.
question. That's the
I
question.
understand. I agree. Right. The black community right now is not unified. I want to
Okay,
ask you a question. Can you look, or I'll even read? It's on the screen right now. Spec Streaming writes, I disagree. Black families were strong after slavery. Black families started to come apart after the late 60s.
let
I
me ask.
agree with that statement. Can you comment on that? I
I
agree with
will.
that.
I will,
50
and
years ago, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with that. But this is why they were strong. Jim Crow, during the Jim Crow era, after slavery. Let me tell you something. Most black people were forced to be together because that's all they had. In the 60s, they pushed the Civil Rights Act. Okay, what happens when you integrate? People start buying up what you worked hard for. People didn't understand that in the 60s, the civil rights movement hurt black people. It really did. Yeah, we were closer in the 20s and 30s and 40s. We had no choice. We had no choice in Jim Crow. Certain neighborhoods you couldn't live in. You had no choice but to stick together. When they opened up the floodgates and everybody can go where they wanted to go, where was the unity then? See, when the test comes, see, when you in prison, let me make this statement. When you in prison and jail, you can dedicate your life to the Lord and you will pray for freedom. And you will be a consistent servant of the Lord. But when you get out, that's when the true test happens. When you get free. And when we got free from Jim Crow, that was the test right there. And guess what happened? A lot of betrayal, a lot of selling out, a lot of this what they call the civil rights rhetoric. Okay? Like we need leadership. A man don't need nobody to lead him. He leads his family. But they say we need Al Sharpton. We needed Jesse Jackson. We needed all
Yeah.
these people yelling for us.
Oh, Jesse. Yeah,
Yep.
no.
But yeah,
Yeah, so
so
I have this overarching idea that talking specifically about the black community used to be very tight knit. It used to be very functional,
you, you talking
and
about
then
the families?
essentially, I'm
You
sorry.
talking about you talking about the families?
Yes, but
Okay.
not today. Not today. I'm talking like 3 generations ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. But
You
then
know what? You know why,
the
right?
government came in. I'm sorry.
You know why that is today, right? Today they pushing the
Yeah. Or
LGBTQ.
yes. I was going to say. I was going to summarize. I was going to summate everything by saying essentially the government came in and it told the woman. It essentially bribed the black woman and said, "Hey, you're going to get all this free shit, but you have to dispossess the black man of his authority within the home." And
Yes.
black women at the time did not know how much dysfunction that this would cause, but it ended up destroying the black community. Now I worry, I fear that this same program is being rolled out on the white community, and for that matter, the Mexican community, and so on.
You know
That's
why?
what I see.
But this is the thing. It's all about the economy. It's economics. If there's no jobs, if there's not enough jobs to go around, they gotta put all these bodies somewhere. That's why they building prisons and more jails because they don't have the work. People gotta understand those industrial jobs are over. All these temporary services that boomed in the 90s, that is over.
Sure,
General labor, that's all over. If you don't have your own where you're gonna make your own money and have your own thing going on, getting a job is gonna be damn near impossible because who works in HR? Women. Women work in
sure.
HR. Are they hiring men or are they trying to empower women?
Exactly. No, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Every year, I believe that you can call it whatever you want. I call it the socioeconomic, the socio-political economic landscape. The social landscape is looking worse for men every year.
You know why, Mick? You know why this video, this live that we're doing right now is so important? Because they say MGTOW is a bunch of haters of women. They say MGTOW is a men who can't get laid. But let me tell you what we have not done since we've been interviewing. We haven't bashed women. We ain't talking down on women one time. We're talking about world issues right now. But when people talk about MGTOW, they want to say, oh, they just mad because they can't get women. We have not discussed that one time. We've been on live for over 50 minutes. That should tell you right there, that MGTOW is very important.
Let me ask you. This is a personal question. Have you ever caught any of your girlfriends or your wife cheating on you or stealing money, or maybe, if you feel comfortable? And remember, you don't have to answer any of these questions. These are all personal questions.
I don't mind. No, I never. I suspected a couple of times, but I never caught them in the act. And I don't even think I was concerned with that at the time because I was working so much and I was just really doing my thing. I've never worried about what a woman did. I've never been a jealous type of man. Even when my wife said she wanted a divorce. When my ex-wife said she wanted a divorce, I just told her, I said, well, you know what? I don't want you with me if you're not happy. I'm not into forcing somebody to be with me. So I would rather for somebody to tell me that, hey, I'm not happy. I want to move on. And then I say, okay, let's see how we're going to, split everything up and do whatever we need to do to make this thing, legit. And you go your way, I go my way. I never understood why men.
Can you talk a little bit about your experiences in family court? You can call it whatever you want: family court, child custody court, divorce court.
I call it the destruction of men court.
Okay.
That's what it is. And court, let me tell you about what they do in court, in the family court. You a man, number one. Let me see how I can word this. As a man or father, fathers come last. The courts look at men like they're not able to take care of a kid, nor should a kid be with the father, even though it's been proven that fathers are better as single parents than mothers.
Yes.
Women,
yes, I agree. I agree. If I may interrupt you, I hate to start this argument using the Bible. I'm not exactly a Bible thumper. I don't go to church or anything. It says right in the Bible. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm starting to get some echo from you. Hello?
Oh, don't worry about it. Somebody tried to call me. I just declined it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. To make that point again, it says in the Bible, what is it? Before the age of 7, the children should be with the mother. After the age of 7, all children, boys and girls, should be turned over to the father to be raised properly. Today, in American jurisprudence, we call this it's called the tender years doctrine, and this is come into law. So basically, the courts say we have to do what they consider, they call it what's in the best interest of the children, and this is not scientifically proven, but the courts basically say children should be with the mother because the mother will raise the children more properly. However, when you look at the data, when you look at the statistics, the number one, when children do not have a father in the home, boys are much more likely to end up in jail. They're much more likely to drop out of high school. They're much more likely to abuse drugs. They're much less likely to attain scholastic achievement. They're much less likely to go to university or college. They're much less likely. The same thing with girls. They're much more likely, if there's no father, they're much more likely to use drugs. They're much more likely to to have to suffer teenage pregnancy. They're much more likely to drop out of high school. They're much more likely to not pursue post-secondary education. Why
Yes.
is it that all of these scientific data shows that the man is actually more important for the proper development of the child? And yet, when you listen to the courts, when you listen to these feminists, when you listen to these caseworkers, they all operate off of something called patriarchy theory, which is this idea that they've come in and they've created all these laws based on these theories saying that
Uh-huh.
men are trash. So I don't know if any of that makes any sense. Basically, the courts say that women are the better parent, but all the
That's,
science shows that men are the better parent. Do you have anything
well,
to say to that?
yes, I do. It's all a facade. Let me tell you what the courts are really saying. What it is it's all go down to economics. It's redistribution of wealth. They understand that women are just a step up from being children. They both have to be taken care of by the man. See, when they say women empowerment and all that, that's a man taking care of all that. Child support, health care, buying school clothes and all that. The woman ain't doing all that. The government give her the other half of the stuff that the man is not giving her. It's redistribution of wealth, but they're calling it something else. Period.
Yes. Unfortunately, I agree with you. So at this point, and again, that now we're circling back to MGTOW. This is why I consider myself a MGTOW. With everything you just said, essentially, I've come to believe that our own government is at war with us, with the men.
You know why?
There is a. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you know why? It's for the same reason Joe Biden keep appointing these stupid people in offices. Okay, because if you kill the man, you can control the masses. You listen. In every major society in modern history and ancient times, how did they destroy an empire? They did it through what? The woman. Every empire was destroyed over women. Even Genghis Khan with his wife, it was destroyed over a woman. They go through the woman. And if you can destroy the man, then you can conquer everything. That's why you need strong men that's willing to walk away and leave these damsels in distress. When you see a woman in distress, don't save her. She picked that man. We got an NBA player just got killed for trying to save a woman. The man
Sure.
shot him, killed him.
Sure. Do you remember the story? I don't know if it's MGTOW related, but I think it makes sense. Do you remember the story of he was a very young rapper? I personally liked him. His name was Young Dolph. Remember the story of Young Dolph?
Yeah, I know about Young Dolph. Yes.
I think he was from Memphis, and I don't know, just for fun or out of whatever the kindness of his heart, it was Thanksgiving, and I think the story is he bought like 1,000 turkeys, and he was
Mm-hmm.
going to the hood to hand them out, to like single mothers and you know poor members of the community. And then some hater, I guess, gunned him down, was jealous, I don't know, and then
Well,
shot him.
well, see, this is let me give you this. See, it's two parts in a black man's life, a young black man. You got to understand how he got where he got. He had to step on some toes. See, a lot of these rappers out here, they had to do some dirt. See, we only recognize them when they become successful. You don't know who they messed over while they was coming up the rankings. You don't know who they robbed. You don't know who they killed or had somebody killed. All you know is that they got a number one song and they hot right now. But you still got enemies from what you did in the past, and your past sometimes come back to hunt you.
Yes, or I mean, I don't know. That's not confirmed, but I did hear that with
No,
Young
I
Dolph
got
that maybe
no,
he,
no.
he had done some dirt. He had done some dirt, and then that unfortunately that caught up to him. I don't know.
Well, the thing is I'm not saying him specifically. What I'm saying is we all have a past, and sometimes your past will come back to hunt you. It's like if you running to be a politician and you're running for office, you might have did something and you don't forgot what you did, and then it comes to the light, and now you got the spotlight on you. See, I'm not just singling Young Dolph out. I'm saying this goes for everybody.
Sure.
When you have, that's why I'm just brutally honest about myself. I've been a simp. I've done things for women. I've taken up for women. I've been out there. I used to do all that. Don't you treat no woman like that. You need to treat. I've been through that in my 20s. I'm an older man now. So the women that I was doing that to back in the day, of course they can come on this video and say, I remember when you did this. I remember when you did that. You see how that works?
Sure, sure. Let me ask you this: when would you say you came? When would you say you came to MGTOW? When would you say you said you were a simp for a number of years in your life? When did you start having these ideas? These ideas that run through your mind now? In your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s?
I always say I became a man when I turned 39 years old. I turned 39 years old. That's when I became a man, because I started to wake up and realize that I was doing something wrong. And I said, you know what? I got to figure out what I was doing wrong. So there was a YouTuber, and he's not on YouTube no more because they basically just ran him away. His name was Big John, and he was MGTOW. Big John was
Sure.
a big MGTOW man, and he's back in the day. And I used to listen to Tom Likas a lot. And when at 39 years old, I started listening to these guys, and I said, wow. I never knew, because you understand, I didn't have a man in my life to teach me anything. I was basically living around women. So I started investigating on why is these things happening to me. And I came across Sandman. The first MGTOW I came across was Sandman. And I learned a whole lot from Sandman. A whole lot. And then you
Yes.
had
Yeah.
Coach Greg Adams. He came a little later. He was MGTOW, but he's not MGTOW anymore. He's doing other things. But he was real heavy in MGTOW because he was going through the same things I was going through. So I believe MGTOW is a way to discover yourself. It's a
Okay.
way to awaken the inner man in you.
Okay. Are you aware that there are now, for example, what's her name? Laura Bates. There was an article. This is already old. This is already like a year ago in the
Okay.
Irish Times.
Uh-huh.
Laura Bates. She wrote a book talking all about us MGTOW, and
Yeah.
there are now people openly saying that people like you and me are essentially like domestic terrorists. Do you have anything to say to? You have a comment on that?
Yes, economically we are, because we're taking our ball and go home. We're going home with our ball.
So if you refuse to marry a woman, you're that's now considered terroristic activity.
Yes, because your job is to appease them. Your job is to be a slave. You are a tool. Men need to understand, when you're either a human dildo or a wallet. Men don't understand, even in the heat of passion, you are being used. Either a human dildo or you are a wallet. You're a wallet for the child support system. You're a wallet to give women money, because women, what do women do with money? They spend it. Women don't save money. They
Okay.
need women to have the money because women like stuff.
Yeah,
Men,
no, I agree. I
all right,
couldn't agree more. I say it all the time. I think society is formatted on purpose. It's formatted in this way. It's all about figuring out a way to distribute the wealth from the man to the woman. Because the people that run our society, they know men tend to be the producers and the savers. Women tend to be the consumers. If you get the money in the women's hands, it will flow
100%.
back to the government, to the corporations, to
Yep,
the rich. And of course, all of this is facilitated by the government.
that's
If
right.
you teach this sort of knowledge to men, they start, turning off the spigot. And then, the men start, and then the power balance starts shifting back into the woman's hands. I can't believe it's getting to the point where women are openly and publicly saying, if you don't marry me, and if you don't penis me, then you're persona non grata. You're persona non grata. You're a terrorist. Laura Bates openly came out in the Irish Times a year ago saying that if any and all MGTOW, if you hold these sets of ideas, you should be considered a domestic terrorist by the government.
Well, you got to look at what she's saying. She ain't saying the men that they don't like. She's saying that the men that they desire. If those men don't marry them, then they're considered terrorists. You got to understand something. I'm not 6 feet tall. I'm not 6 feet tall. I don't have a six-figure income. I don't have a six-figure sports car. Okay, I don't have. I'm not an NBA player, football player. This exec. That's the man they want. They don't want a 5'8", 205-pound man that's in security. They don't care. They don't give a damn whether I want them or not because I'm not on the menu anyway. They're talking to the men that they want. But I would say this: they don't even want to share that man. A man that is at his highest level and can get any woman they want. These women still think that man right there should be faithful to her. That's how naive they are.
I wonder. I wonder if it's naivete. I don't think it's naivete. I think it has more to do with entitlement. I think women have been so gassed up. They've been so pumped up by this constant feminism, constant you go girl, that they some of them anyway, they really believe it. They really believe that they're the shit.
So
They're
would you
not.
say would you say it's hypocritical when a woman says she's strong and independent? Why she got all these grievances? You're strong and independent. Why would any
Right.
woman care?
Right. No, I couldn't agree more. I find it amazing. These women say that they're strong and independent. They're equal, but they're also special. But they're also victims at the same. How can you be a victim and special and equal at the same time? It doesn't make any sense. I can never get a woman to explain this to me.
Yeah, I understand, man. Yeah, but the thing is, with me, I support MGTOW. Anybody who wants to follow the philosophy. You know, people like to say it's a movement. It's not a movement. It's a philosophy to live by. You know, it's a great philosophy, and I think I would live this MGTOW life till I die because it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you accountable for yourself. It cuts out the victimhood. You're responsible for you when you're MGTOW. You agree with that?
Sure. Yes, absolutely. I think some of it is kind of scary, though. This idea that wow, it's all on me. There's the cavalry is not coming. The government won't help me. Women, this realization, women are not on my side.
No,
In fact, a lot of men are not on my side. They're on the woman's side. So
exactly.
you're all alone. That is true. However, I think once you push through that, yes, you can embrace a new level, a higher level of individualism, and through that can come, yeah, whatever you want to call it, a freedom,
And
a sense of empowerment, a
yep.
sense of
And
clarity.
and not to cut you off, but I want to add something. Real men, everybody listen to this. Real men are conservative. Period. That's all. Look, before 1960, 92% of all black men and women were Republicans, conservative. That go for the North and the South. Black people used to be Republican and conservative. The whole civil rights movement, they sold the blacks to the Democratic Party for welfare, for the welfare state. That's how black people started voting
Yes,
Democrat.
yes. From my research, that's actually the single issue that flipped the South. It was welfare.
Yes,
Remember, the South used to be, they used to call it the Solid South. The South used to be almost exclusively voting Democrat, and then the Democrats embraced welfare, and the South, their values had not changed. They didn't like welfare. They never did, and so they flipped, and now they all vote Republican.
hey, and I like to say, this MGTOW Forever guy, he's on point. The MGTOW Forever guy, that guy's on point. I'm gonna look him up. That guy there is on point.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
To to MGTOW forever. I'm gonna end this interview in 5 or 10 minutes. If you still want to stay on, I'll be happy to bring you. I'll be happy to bring you on MGTOW forever.
No, no, yeah, yeah. Go ahead and interview him. That guy right there, he's on it. He's on it. We can get more men to think like him because we need men thinking like him. All of us. We really need to get the young men to understand that your life is in danger when you invite a woman to live with you. Your life in danger when you get on your knee and you give her a ring and propose your life to her and tell her your whole existence is to please her. You can never make a woman happy. She got to be already happy. Young men need to know this.
Yes, I talk about it all the time. I have this idea that this information is purposely hidden, and it's very much frowned upon when a man openly and publicly talks about this.
Yes.
Let me ask you a couple more questions, and then I'll let you go. Thank you very much, by the way, for coming. I don't want to keep you too much longer.
Okay.
So, do you think that there is a need? I openly admit it. I'm addressing the idea of, do you think that there should be like a men's rights movement? I understand that MGTOW is different from the men's rights movement. I understand that, but I'll ask the question: do you think that there is a need for what you could call for men to see themselves as a political group with their own grievances and their own interests?
Yes. Who else gonna do it? Who else gonna care about us if we don't?
Okay.
Who else gonna do it? I mean, who else gonna do it? It's like black people asking white people help us, but they won't help themselves. It's the same thing. If men don't come together and understand that they are losing, MGTOW is winning because our money is staying in our pockets. We don't have to pay for dates. We don't have to go and buy fancy cars to impress no woman.
No, I say it all the time. I have not been on a date in over 8 years now.
Yeah.
That's another question I wanted to ask you. What's your personal opinion on men hiring ladies of the night, or I'll call them women who are working, if you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's a service. It's a
I
service.
mean, yeah, that I I openly support it. It's value for value. You
I
pay,
treat
you
women.
know what you're getting.
Yep. I treat women like takeout. If I like what you're selling, it's gonna be on my terms. Okay. But yeah, it's hey, do your thing, girl. I ain't gonna marry you. You can't live with me. But hey, if you got a good product and I want to buy it, I think a man should be able to do whatever he want to do.
Is
Within the
it
law.
wrong? Is it morally wrong to rent a woman temporarily?
Morally, I think it's between the two people. It's nobody else's business. It only become moral when you put everybody in your business. Immoral is when you put anybody in your business on a subject like that. That's when it becomes immoral. That's why I don't like the LGBTQ phenomenon, because I don't have nothing to do with what you do in your bedroom. If a man and a man's together, why are you telling me? I'm not telling them about my sexual escapades. So why are they airing it all out?
Sure. The reason why
That's
I
what
bring that up is I understand, especially older men, let's say men over 40 or men over 45. They've had time to play. They've had time to, have fun with girls. But I think that men, especially young men, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to be fighting biology when you tell a 19-year-old guy, a 20, 21, 22-year-old man, no, just go monk. Don't ever think of girls. Don't touch them. I think it's a losing battle, and I think that what I'm sorry.
No, that's you're always gonna lose, and I understand that people that want to go monk. Um, um, I'm real cool with the MGTOW monk, but let me tell you something. Going monk Yeah, you have a time where you want to go monk and then you want to figure your life out, get your life together. There's a time to be monk. But should you be monk forever? I don't know. I mean, it depends on the individual because we're genetically designed to like women. I can't pretend I don't like women. I can't. MGTOW is not about not liking women sexually. I'm still a man. I just don't like the laws. I don't like
Right.
how they screw men over. But does that stop me from liking a woman's beauty? No.
Right. Right. No, I say it all the time. I mean, whatever. Earlier years ago, I didn't really. I purposely would keep quiet on the subject. I don't know. I have since evolved in my. Maybe I'm just getting older. I just don't care
Now I gotta
anymore. Now-
not to cut you off, but I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you to be honest with me. You say you haven't dated in 8 years. There's difference
Right.
between dating somebody and having sex. So have you
Right.
not had sex in 8 years, or you just ain't dated somebody in 8 years? Because there's a difference.
Right, right. Yeah, no, I've addressed that as well. No, no, I still have what I would describe as an active sex life. I'm not bragging at all, but
Well, that's
I've
great.
actually had more. I've actually, yeah, I've actually had more sexual variety in my 30s than in my 20s.
Now,
Um,
now here's the
it's just,
thing.
I'm
But
sorry.
here's
Go ahead.
but here's the thing. A lot of MGTOW will say you're not MGTOW because you have sex with women. That's not what MGTOW is about. MGTOW is holding your finance, holding your money, not getting
Right,
married, no cohabitation, doing things on your own terms. That is a man going his own way. That's not saying a man don't supposed to get laid. You a man.
right. No, I
You
couldn't
a
agree more.
man. You doing it on
I,
your terms.
I couldn't agree more. I just, I don't know how to disseminate this information further and wider and faster. There's a gentleman, he's a personal friend of mine. We met through MGTOW. His name is Polska Bob. Him and
Okay.
we're going to start. There's already a number of things I do. Like, for example, of course, I make content, right? And I try to spread the content. I try to spread the word online. I also with like a with what you call it, with a magic marker. I write MGTOW, the acronym MGTOW, on the lower left back of dollar bills. This way, whatever,
I
the
like
money,
that.
yeah,
I,
yeah, you spend a dollar. How many times does a dollar circulate in a year? 100 different people can see that. They see MGTOW, they punch it in Google. Now, Polska Bob and we've decided we're going to start putting up signs. Like those big, like those big signs you see on the side of the road. Oh, call this number for landscaping, or vote for this judge, or vote for this person. We
yeah.
we're taking those signs and then we're painting over them, and we're going to start putting MGTOW signs up throughout the city.
Hey man, I'm all for it. If it's going to help men get their head out of women's asses and start getting on their purpose. See, I got a problem with men who chase women and not fulfilling their purpose or chasing their purpose. I have a problem with those type of men because while you chasing women, you're losing time. You're not accomplishing anything by chasing women. You should be on your purpose.
Mm.
That bottom line, MGTOW is about chasing your purpose. Do I believe a man should be by himself forever? No. I don't. That's a horrible way to think that you were put on earth to just be alone forever. But everything you get out of life should be on your terms. I think a man should be able to do it how he want to do it, and I think leadership should go back to the man.
I agree. I agree. I make no bones about it. I'm a patriarch. I think that at the end of the day, whenever, if ever, there is I don't know what you want to call it, a disagreement, I think the final word
Yes, sir.
should be for the man. Essentially,
Yep.
I think that we need to reinstate men as the head of the household. And I think
Yep.
that the ultra rich, call them whatever you want, the Illuminati, the super rich, the elites, whatever, they know this,
They
but
do.
they purposely want to attack us. And this is how they attack us, by coming into our home, putting the seeds of doubt inside the mind of the woman, getting the
Yeah.
woman to hate the man, and then it creates all this instability within society, and that's how they attack us.
All for the dollar bill, man. You got to follow the money. You follow the
Yeah,
money, you'll find the problem.
yeah. I agree. I agree. I think with that, I'll formally end the interview. Let me ask you one more question. And again, I'm sorry to take up so much of your time. Are
Okay.
does slavery still exist in America? Do you consider, is it so bad for men? Do you think that men are slaves in our current society?
I think the black man is.
Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, he's in a matriarchy. That's slavery. The whip was passed from the white man to the black woman, and the black woman does her job perfectly. She keeps him. Think about all these young black boys growing up. They got their mother's identity. They go out there and do stupid crap. They know only a handful gonna make it to the NFL or the NBA, or a handful gonna go to law school or become a doctor or something like that. But for the rest of them, they're gonna be drug dealers. They're gonna be emotional, irrational, just like the women and their family. That's a sign of slavery right there. They being indoctrinated and being prepared for servitude for a jail cell.
Do you think that black women know this?
I think that black women like power. They ain't gonna give up the power. They got power. They don't even think about it on the level that I speak. All they know is they got power, and they're not gonna give it up.
So then, to free the black man,
He got
do
to
we
go
need
MGTOW.
to you have to abstain? You have to ditch the black woman.
He got to go MGTOW.
You got to go
Look,
MGTOW.
there's a thing called ghetto gaggers. There's a thing called swirling
Yeah.
movement. Let them go and
Yes. Did you see? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Did you see that one ghetto gaggers? It kind of blew up. It kind of became a big story.
I saw it. I saw it.
And she
But
brought her mom to help her finish.
of
You saw that
course,
story?
yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I can't think of a deeper level of depravity than that.
Okay, is that respect for the black man? No, that's not respect for the black man. So I tell black men to go their own way and let the pigeons flap their wings somewhere else. We need to get to ourselves, and we need to go our own way, save our own money, build our own business, and let them go. And if we got to go get somebody outside our race to have peace, or we got to go somewhere, or whatever we got to do, or whatever kind of happiness we want, we can pursue it as men.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry to keep you so long. One last question, just because you bring it up. Have you heard of a burgeoning movement among have you heard of Lion of MGTOW? Have you heard of QB flexing? Have you heard of some of these guys? They specifically tell black men, E-Man 67. There's several others. They say black man, get your passport, and they push this idea. Go to Colombia. Go to Brazil. Go to Thailand. What do you make of that?
I believe that you'll go over there to get more of a feminine woman because it's a different type of culture. But I wouldn't say that those women are no better than any other woman. They still have potential to ruin you and set you up for the kill. I just think that they're more family oriented because of culture, But she still had the potential to be a dirty, rotten scoundrel, just like American women. It's just that there's cultural differences. They're more feminine.
Sure, sure. All right. Last question, and then I'll let you go. MGTOW Bandit, who hurt you, sir?
Uh,
Uh, who who hurt me?
Number one question. I love it.
Oh my God.
I'm
I think
sorry. I'm sorry.
Who
That's
hurt
a
you? Why are you
recurring.
so
That's
mean?
I'll
right.
tell
No.
you. I'll tell y'all who hurt me. Me. I hurt me because ignorance don't exalt you from the law. Ignorance don't save you. So in my ignorance, I hurt myself and I hurt my life for a long, long time, and I'm glad I'm out of it. I'm doing the MGTOW thing. It's just me and my son. We live together in one house and in the house together, and it's just me and him, man. I have never brought a woman in there. He's never met another woman. He's never been under that matriarchy thing. It's two men in a home, and it's wonderful, man, to just go your own way. The, who hurt me? I did, because I made the wrong decisions in life, and I took care of it. I was responsible. I took care of my responsibilities, but I hurt me. No woman hurt me.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I buy that. I thought that was very well explained too. In fact, again, I'm sorry to keep you so long. Just while I have you here. Can you please shill your channel? Can you talk just for a second about your channel? I know you have well over 1,000 subscribers. Can you shill your channel? Can you, and for that matter, you know, I'm not pressuring you, but I'm asking you respectively or respectfully.
Show that shit,
Can you
bro.
possibly
Get
can
it
you
out.
possibly you know, have you ever considered starting your own live streams? You know, you can accept donations. You know, if you're interested.
Yeah.
Some people do donations. I'll probably do donations in the future. But you know, of course,
And
your time is valuable.
and guess what? I'll be sending you money. I'll be sending MGTOW Forever money. Hey, we need to support one another, man. We need to build this thing. And my studio in my house is almost done. And I will start streamlining. I will start.
I'm sorry. What I'm saying is you were coming out with very consistent content for many months, and then you kind of disappeared for like 8 months. And I was very happy to see you back. You know,
Well,
if it would motivate you, I would say open up. Everyone's doing it. There's no shame. There's no shame in my game. I'm probably going to do it. Open up like a little donation thing. You could do it through PayPal, and then once a month, twice a month, have little streams like this. People give you money. You'll be making $100, $200 a month.
But this is the thing. I was just making little videos, but YouTube kept striking me down and banning me. And you know you can't record. You can't record for another 2 weeks. So I had to wait 2 weeks because I didn't know about YouTube like that or how to do it. So they kept striking me down. I got frustrated.
Sure. All right. Well, I'll leave it at that. I'm sorry to keep you so long. And please, if you can, I say this, again, respectfully, please continue making content. I've basically watched every single one of your videos.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. And stay safe, man. And, just continue doing what you're doing. Hey, look, men first. Men first. The world needs men. Without men, this whole thing will fall.
Bandit, good to see you, bro.
I was
all right,
listening
brother.
the entire time, and I wanted to hop in so bad.
All right, brothers.
All right, everyone. That was the MGTOW Bandit. MGTOW Bandit. Can you please going out? Can you give us your tagline? The bandit here.
He's gone, cowboy.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, too late. Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, well, thank you. I'm sure he'll end up listening to this. MGTOW Bandit, thank you again for your time. It was a pleasure, sir.
I wanted to hop in there and throw my little 2 cents in to the conversation. Oh, man, he had a lot of good points. He was, like, right on. But I could add a little more in. He was, like, literally right on. Like, a lot of the points he was making. That dude, yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, he's almost a 50-year-old man. I've watched all of his videos. It's sad. He kind of talks from experience, and a lot of it's bad experience. Three different kids, three different women, decades of child support.
The experience is the best advice, which is what I speak from. And people, they just assume I'm some dumb kid. It's like, no, I'm not just making this shit up. I've experienced this myself. Well, people think I'm full of shit. It's like, no, it's not my opinion. And people was like, oh, that's your opinion. It's like, no, it's not. I've witnessed this shit. I've seen it happen. Of course, and that's why I bring up, he brought up Tomicus. The exception does not apply to the rule. The rule still stands. Generally, most people are like that.
I don't know. I don't know exactly where you are, MGTOW Savior. Do you have time for an interview, or is it too late for you?
Yeah, I wish that Bandit would have stuck around a little while longer.
Same.
Because I had some kind of deep questions, and one thing I've been thinking a lot about is like culture.
Sure.
We all have to live here in this land, and I'm speaking of the United States because that's where I live. But we all have to live here, and it's a melting pot, and we have to be able to respect each other's cultures. And I think that culture is maybe a really good place, to start from. To knock on the door of culture, not on the door of your neighbor, but on the door of their culture, and say, hey, I'm interested in what your culture is, what your food is, this, that, and the other. And maybe that's how you make friends, instead of, what the government is currently doing to us, and, kind of cramming us all together and getting everybody pissed off.
Dude, I do that shit all the time. I had a San Jose neighbor when I lived in San Jose until it got too expensive. And then I went back to where I grew up, which is like half the price for rent. And I went to my dad's, and yeah, that didn't work because he was like a dictator.
Sure. But what does that have to do with culture?
They just go on like, you guys want anything? Like, come on over. I got beers and steaks. Simple as that. They came over and started chit chatting. I don't mind the food. I don't mind paying for it. I love the interaction between people. I mean, people that you enjoy your time with. And I'm a family here. I don't like my family. So people I interact with, that's not my family. I love it. So it was more like, oh yeah, they'll do that sex bomb. Like, yeah, of course, the Indian dudes. I mean, they normally don't eat that kind of stuff, and no, that's not marinated. Right. So when they take my shit, because I'm like, oh man, I drown that shit in marinade and dry rub.
Mm-hmm.
Combination of both. So yeah, they're just like obsessed with it. And all that, I have good beer. I mean, I don't drink the fucking Bud Light, Coors Light, Corona shit. I always get good IPAs. No,
MGTOW Forever. MGTOW Forever. What do you drink? What's your go-to beer?
My go-to beer is a Sierra Nevada hazy IPA, like the blue and yellow can. And then for shots, people always hate on it, but it's not that bad. It's the Jack Daniel's Fire.
Okay.
Cinnamon.
Very good.
It's really not that bad. I don't wake up fucked up. Like, I have to go to work tonight, and I had a few shots during the day while I was at the bar, because I have my favorite bar and that I go to almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. MGTOW Savior, you don't have time even for a 20 or 30-minute interview right now, do you? MGTOW Savior?
Probably not.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I could schedule it at a later point. But I sort of want to do the same thing with you that I did with MGTOW Bandit. Like do like a who, what, when, where, why. Tell us your story. Now, of course, I know a lot about your story, of course. But for all the people that would listen in, a day or 2 or 4 days later, hundreds of people can listen and assume that most people don't necessarily know all the details of your story. Maybe next week.
Cowboy, that was really good with you and Bandit. That was a great interview.
Yeah, again, I mean, he's thank you. First off, thank you. And I've been meaning to interview him for a while. He, again, like I said, I think I first contacted him like 6 months ago, and he was making a lot of content. He was making 2-3 videos a week, nice and steady. And then he just disappeared for like 6 months or 7 months. He came back and he started making content again. And so I just scooped him up real quick. I said, hey, can you come in? And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he ended up calling me, and we had a, I don't know, 20-minute conversation on the phone. I told him, if you could please take a look at my content, get a inkling of who I am and what I'm about. And he did. And he said, yeah, he's down. He agrees. And then we went from there.
Right on. I hope you keep doing this. That's one thing I've noticed. Everybody, in the MGTOW community, they have their own unique way of doing things, and I like what you do. The interviewing. It's good.
Thank you again. I appreciate it. I don't want to sound macabre, but how can I put it? I enjoy. Just please listen very carefully. I don't want to sound dirty or macabre, but I enjoy some of. What's that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay, I didn't hear that, but I'm sure I'll hear it again later. No, I enjoy hearing frankly, I enjoy these interviews where men share some of their darkest hours of betrayal, the deep secrets, the lying, the cheating.
Yeah, it's very important to get that out, and that's why I appreciate what you do so much.
Court, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
it's not all rainbows and unicorns,
No, it's not. Unfortunately, I mean, we cut up. We have fun here and there, but for the most part, like you just said, it's not fun stuff. No,
especially when you're going through it. Like I'm talking about MGTOW Bandit for a while, for a second. I've literally watched probably almost every single one of his videos. Some of his stories are very, very sad. His family has treated him like trash. He's had male members of his family call him and threaten him and say, what are you like a race traitor? Why are you voting Republican? You're not welcome at family gatherings anymore. And these women hating on him. Oh yeah, all of it. Oh man,
Oh, you're not a Democrat. You're a Republican. Yeah, we don't want anything to do with it anymore. Yeah, it's just stupid.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But even worse than that, calling him and threatening violence on him. Can you imagine that? And he's like, "Wait, is this Darrell or whoever? Is this my cousin? You're my cousin. What are you doing?" And, again, child support, divorce court, all false accusations. I believe he's had false accusations. Of course, it's great to have him in, but I don't know. It's also tragic, is what I'm trying to say. There's an entire side to this that's tragic.
I could not imagine getting a phone call like that from a family member. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, right. I mean, I only criticize people. I mean, whatever. I remember once years ago, I got into a fight with one of my aunts. I had learned that she essentially was having sex with a married man, and she got pregnant and had a kid with him. And she was, I don't know. We were basically arguing. She was trying to dress me down, and oh Joe, you need to grow up, and and I'm like, hey, don't even talk to me that way. I haven't made any mistakes in my life. You're having sex with married men, and I'm a university student, working and studying, and essentially telling her place, and then and she hates me, So I mean, I don't know.
It's a wild world, Joe. Things have taken a very wild turn. Like I think the worm has finally turned, and we are in for some very interesting things to come.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Right now, what worries me the most is the economy. Man, have you guys seen gas prices? Gas prices have been going up like 5 or 6 cents a day every day for like the last, I don't know. Gas is over $5 gas is over $5 a gallon right now in Chicago.
Holy shit! It's $4.39 here right now, which is really, really high for this area.
Yes.
So it's
Right.
over $5 in
Indiana is
Chicago.
known to have some of the cheapest gas prices in the nation.
Okay.
No, that's true. No, I'm sorry. I was not being facetious. I'm serious.
No. I know, man. It's just, it's my goodness, you know.
Here in Chicago, again, I'm not kidding. We would used to do it all the time. I was doing it all the time last summer. I'll probably be doing it this summer, unless I move to Indiana. My best friend and I, we got into a fight recently, and whatever. We kind of made up as friends. He's this rich. He's this old Jewish guy. He's an old rich Jew, and we got into this big fight. But we kind of made up. Anyway, him and I, we used to hang out all the time, and half the time we would go to Indiana. Specifically, we would go to. Have you ever heard of Michigan City, Angler?
Yep. Been there.
Yeah. In one summer, we'd go there 15, 20 times. We go there every week. Every week we go there. They got the Blue Chip Casino. They got some real nice restaurants. We go to Patrick's, relax. You can rent a boat if you want. The lake's right there, and of course, everything's so cheap. Right before we hop over back into the Illinois border, we get gas. You save like 40. I don't know how much you save. 50 cents for at least 40 cents. But now it's just getting expensive everywhere. I'm hearing. Have you heard this, Angler? Have you heard in the news? Apparently, we don't even have baby formula now anymore for mothers. Have you heard this?
I have not heard that. Please explain.
Yes, apparently now there is a national shortage of baby formula. In the past, when we lived on the veldt, mothers would bust out their titty, and a child would suckle, infant would suckle on the mother, especially right after birth. The mother's primed for that. The hormones are present to produce milk. That has largely fallen out of fashion, and most mothers do formula. But now there is no formula on the shelves.
Well, luckily, my son, he was fed breast milk, through his whole infancy. Yeah, but
he got that good titty milk.
He got the titty milk. Yep. But no, I've not heard about the shortage of formula, and and it does not surprise me at all that so many of these. Let me be nice here. So many of these people are being lazy and going towards the formula, and now all of a sudden, formula there's a shortage.
Right. Yeah, no, there's a national shortage. So, yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's this whole country is falling apart. He's been in office just over a year and 2 months, year and 3 months.
Yep.
We've lost a war. Inflation is spiking. Gas prices are skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Women cannot find formula for their babies. Yeah, no, I don't even I don't know. Not good.
Well, I guess it is what it is. I mean, I guess it's good to have knowledge to know what's going on, but I mean, obviously, knowledge doesn't necessarily change what's going on. And boy, Cowboy, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's pretty sketchy right now.
Yeah. I was listening to a video last week by a guy named Donovan Worland. He's a MGTOW. He doesn't call himself a MGTOW, but he's a MGTOW. And now increasingly he is starting to call himself a MGTOW. He was telling me it's getting so bad. He lives in Eugene, Oregon. Bums, criminals, deadbeats, vagabonds, druggies, they just come in the store and just right in front of the manager.
Steal.
They'll just steal and just walk right on. The manager's just standing there holding his cock,
Yep.
There's nothing they can do.
I've seen that. At least in California, it's like if it's under $9,000,
No, I think it's 900. Isn't it 900?
900. Okay, 900. Regardless.
Well, it's actually 999. It's $1,000 or more is considered legally grand larceny. Hello, Angler, are you there? It looks like Angler may have cut out there. Let's see, I think this product shortage stems from the dock problems in California. Yeah.
No,
Angler, are you there, sir?
But under the thing is, I love about my city that I work in most of the time. My home store.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you now. You've come back in.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Savior. What were you saying?
It knows me,
Savior?
but my police doesn't put up with that shit.
Well, that's nice, but that's probably you probably live in a different county, right? You don't live in LA County?
I'm in California, but it's a conservative part of California.
So you live in Northern California?
Yeah, I'm in Northern California. But
whenever people say conservative part of California, I basically say, okay, so you live in the northern half.
Yep. Thank God.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's wonderful. You guys are falling apart, man.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm planning on getting the fuck out of here with my best friend.
Yeah. Just get back some of that money that your mom stole and lost, and then you'll be set.
No, it's all gone. I'm leaving her behind. My best friend's worth like $15 million. He got his inheritance because he was one of those dads that had their kids when they were like 40, 45.
15 million, huh?
And he died early due to his fault.
Oh yeah.
And then my best friend was the only son. So he literally got everything. There was no like 5 siblings to split between. It was literally just him. So he literally got everything. And no, he got tons of family property. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, he gives me money.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm not gonna rely on him.
Sorry. My phone's fucked up, bro.
But no, I'm like set for life basically. Because he's my best friend. I've known him forever.
Okay.
So what do you guys plan on doing with all that money?
But he's pretty much like it. I mean, he did everything in MGTOW would. Besides marrying my sister. Oh yeah, that was another update. Oh my god, I didn't tell you guys that. Yeah, he married my sister. And it hasn't been a year.
Sounds like some blue pill billies. Xavier, are you there? Oh well, I still hear you though. I still hear you, Angler. You still there?
Yes, I'm here.
No, that's me. I mean, forever. If you're asking Xavier or Angler, that's me. If you're asking.
What do you plan on doing with all that money? I mean, what's your plan?
I don't care. I'm a little man as a dude. I already have my job. I already do everything I need to.
Okay.
I have my full-time job, make my own money, but thing is, what I was pissed off about, my sister would basically fund my brother. It's a long story. Basically, I was older brother. He was younger brother. I'd get my ass beat. He won it because he's the baby brother. At my dad's because my dad and mom separated early in my life, which was not fun having to deal with because they would be screaming, yelling, throwing shit, all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm just didn't go to school yet, so I was under the table hiding while witnessing everything. It was just a shit show.
Sure.
Mr. Hemi 4-Speed says This dude is shit faced.
I am.
I don't know. That's what he thinks. Let me
Hey,
ask you,
how you doing, brother?
MGTOW Savior.
I mean,
MGTOW Savior, do you think you're shit faced?
I'm not shit faced. I mean, my whole definition of shit faced I couldn't even be able to talk if I was shit faced.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I think I'm going to close it down. You guys have any closing thoughts? MGTOW Forever. Can I formally interview you in a week or two? MGTOW Savior, you there?
Cowboy, do you know if Bob's doing anything tonight? Is he doing a last call?
I'm not sure. He said, I think he made a statement in one of his recent live streams that he wants to start doing it like he wants to start doing like a last call live stream every night or something.
Okay. I wish I would have got here sooner. But...
Yeah, who knows? I mean, time will tell. But typically after about 11:30 midnight, for me, he just gets a little bit harder to talk to. I try to catch him. I mean, when him and I hang out in person, I always try to catch him early in the evening. He's much more of an affable fellow, in the former as opposed to the latter hours.
Yeah, I understand. Well, Cowboy, thanks for hosting. Besides the point, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no, thank you for tuning in. I say it all the time. I do it because I love you guys. For me, this is cognitive behavioral therapy. This is therapy. It's entertainment, and I like to share it.
Wow, that's a good point. I never thought about it like that. But yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about for a minute or two? Anything on your mind before I close it up?
Nope, I'm good, bro. It's your stream. You do what you got to do.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for calling in. Please call in the future. Everyone, this is the MGTOW Cowboy. That was Angler MGTOW. Just prior to that, or just previous, was MGTOW Savior. Hopefully, I will be able to catch him again in a state of less inebriation. And then, of course, the invited guest this evening was MGTOW Bandit, the MGTOW Bandit. Please check out his channel. Go show him some love and respect. He has a lot of good material. And I guess I'll leave it there. Everyone, this is the MGTOW Cowboy. Over and out.
A day or two about doing the interview.
Oh, wait, you're back all of a sudden. MGTOW Savior, you there?
It's forever.
Okay, listen, MGTOW Savior, you seem to be not very cogent with your conversation. I'm ending the stream, but
you
again,
sound really
please,
fucked up, bro.
I was gonna say, but in the future, in the near future, this week, next month, whenever I can get a hold of you, maybe instead of hard alcohol, just have a couple beers before the interview, and I'd love to interview you. Again, I'm aware of your story. I know about your mother. I know about the many divorce, or the 7 or 8 marriages, 7 or 8 divorces, the millions of dollars. Your story is actually the story of your mother is in a way reminiscent of my mother. So I would love to hear it. So anyway, I'm sorry, everyone. I'm ending the stream now. Okay. Angler, thank you. Savior, thank you. And of course, MGTOW Bandit, thank you very much. Everyone else, thank you for joining. Have a good rest of your evening, and don't get married.
Take care, boy.
All right, see you guys.
Take care, bro.